The suspect in an almost 20-year-old child rape case finally goes to court in Spokane County, and it's thanks to the continued testing of backlogged rape kits at the Washington State Crime Lab.
KREM 2's Cody Proctor actually spoke with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office about the break in this particular case. She's joining us now with more. Cody?
Well, Mark and Whitney, according to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, 53-year-old Richard Johnson faces charges of rape of a child and unlawful imprisonment. The charges stem from a case that took place all the way back in August of 2002. Now, we do want to warn you that some of these details may be disturbing to some viewers.
You never know whether that sexual assault kit is going to contain that one critical piece of evidence that is going to identify a suspect.
That was certainly the case for an almost 20-year-old case. According to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, 53-year-old Richard Johnson faces charges of rape of a child and unlawful imprisonment. The charges stem from a case all the way back from August of 2002, when Johnson allegedly sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl at a park in Elk. A rape kit was gathered, and it would sit for years as part of the backlog of kits at the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab.
There's always a little bit of frustration knowing that that evidence could be there right in your hands, and you just don't know it.
The Washington State Legislature made it a requirement for law enforcement to submit all sexual assault kits to the crime lab for processing.
But at the same time, also provided the funding and the technology and equipment and the personnel to start working on the backlog of almost 10,000 cases that existed at the time.
According to state statistics, of the more than 9,200 kits backlogged, over 5,100 have been tested as of October of last year, more than half of the backlog. In this particular investigation, the kit would be tested in 2020. Months later, a match for Johnson's DNA was found. According to SCSO, he was arrested last week in a traffic stop for the Inland Northwest Director of Lutheran Community Services, an organization whose services include providing resources for sexual assault victims and a sexual assault 24-hour support hotline. The continued work on the backlog is incredibly important.
It is no small feat to come forward and report a sexual assault. So respecting that evidence, respecting the survivor's experience and time is an incredibly meaningful and important change.
This is going to allow us to kind of reach back into the past and bring justice for people who haven't had it for a long time. So maybe our victim can start to heal.
Now, right now, Johnson remains in jail on a $50,000 bond. His next court appearance is his arraignment. That will take place next Tuesday, May 3rd, in Spokane County Superior Court. In the studio, Cody Proctor, KREM 2.